Hello, and welcome to Learn and Talk's General Reading Overview for the IELTS exam. So today we're going to talk about everything you need to know to do a good job. So what is the reading task? Well, you're going to have 60 minutes to read 3 sections and answer 40 questions about the readings. What does this mean in terms of time management? It means that you have 20 minutes for each section, and you shouldn't take more than 1.5 minutes per question. Also, each reading is going to have 13 to 14 questions. So each section of the reading has 13 to 14 questions. Make sure you find those questions so you don't accidentally skip any. And you should know that section 3 is the most difficult part of the exam. Section 1 and 2 are a lot easier. And there are 4 main types of questions. You have your true, false, not given, multiple choice questions, headings, and fill in the blanks. So just to go over a little bit, section 1 and 2 in the general reading tend to be pamphlets or brochures or informational items like the one you see here on the left. Whereas section 3 is always going to be a lot more time consuming, a lot more heavily packed with just writing. Okay, sometimes it will even be an essay. So because of this, you really should leave section 3 for the end of your reading period, right? Because it's the most difficult, it's the most time consuming. You want to give yourself the most time to do it. But if you start with section 3, then maybe you'll take too long on it and you won't have time to do section 1 and 2. So we really recommend start with 1 and 2 and then do 3. This way you might even have some extra time to finish 3. Make sure you look over the questions before you start, okay? And make sure you know where they all are so you don't miss any questions. And you should begin by answering the question type that you're most familiar with. So maybe when you first practice, you don't know which questions those are. But once you've done a reading practice with us several times, you'll know, okay, I really like fill in the blanks, or I'm really good at multiple choice questions. And start with those questions so that you get some good momentum going at the start of your reading. Also, don't waste time on hard questions. Make sure you come back to them at the end of your time. So put a little star next to a difficult question and then just do everything else. Because if you spend too long on one question, you might not have enough time to do all the other ones. In terms of general reading, section 1 and 2, like I've said, it includes pamphlets, advertisements, notices. They're a lot easier to read, and it's easier and faster to find the information you need to get the correct answer. One thing you should know is if there are headings included, and many of the sections have headings over top of paragraphs, use those to quickly find the part of the text that includes the answers you're looking for. So they'll often categorize things, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a little bit. Also, write all your answers in capitals so that you don't need to worry about when to capitalize the first letter. Okay, that's a little trick that you can get away with on the test. For fill in the blanks, the correct spelling of the correct answer is in the reading. Make sure to copy it, okay? You have no excuse to misspell a word in your reading, because the words are taken right out of it. So you just look at the correct spelling, copy that. Okay, now one of our best strategies that we recommend you employ is scanning and skimming. So what does that mean? Well, you may not have enough time to read everything in great detail, so it's useful to practice scanning. Scanning is when you read only looking for a key word. So for example, if the question is, New York's original name was, you may quickly look for the word New York in the text to find the answer quickly, right? So just quickly looking, New York is there. And skimming is when you read, but you're just trying to get a sense of it. So you're not reading very carefully. You're just quickly going through, okay, they're talking about socks in here. Okay, they're talking about clothing. This is the part that I need to get the correct answer. So let's look at an example of this. The vault has the capacity to accommodate undiscovered types of seed at a later date. Okay, so I need to decide whether this is true or false. So we're looking for the word the vault, okay? So I'm going to quickly scan through to find the word vault. We have vault here, and we have vault here. Okay, good. This is somewhere where I will find my answer. So we see here, extending to examples of all 1.5 million known crop seed varieties in the world. If any more seeds are found, either in the wild or found in obscure collections, they can be added too. The vault has room for at least 4.5 million samples. So in this case, is there room to have more seeds added to the vault? Yes, because right now it only has 1.5 million. Yeah, there you go. It only has 1.5 million, and it has room for more. They can be added too. So we know that the answer to this is true. And we were just looking for the word vault to then read a little bit closer after that. And this way we can save time. Okay, so this will be even easier when you're doing your section 1 or 2, because as you can see here, this is what our section 1 reading might look like. And then here's the question that comes along with it. We have to find true, false, or not given. Women's cotton socks cost less than men's. Okay, so I quickly look over and I go, oh, cotton socks, C. What is that? Oh, that's C for children. So are there cotton socks for women? Not anywhere here. Nope, nope, not anywhere. So I don't see any cotton socks for women, which tells me that the answer is not given. Then we go, men's silk shirts are available in more than 5 colors. I look over again, I'm just looking for silk shirts. Okay, we've got silk shirts here and silk shirts here. Good, they're both men's, so that's interesting. Plain and patterned, all sizes. Okay, this is 5 sizes in designer colors. Oh, how many colors is it though? It doesn't say how many colors. So then I know that the answer is not given, okay? So that's what I'm trying to point out here, is that you're quickly looking to find exactly what you're looking for. And this is a skill that you will practice throughout our courses, knowing what words you need to look for to quickly find your answer. And that will save you time so you can put more time into your section 3. Okay. So what are the main question types? Well, already we've looked at a couple of true or false questions. This can be a little confusing at first, but what you have to do is see if you have proof in the text. So if you're given a statement such as, the husband can fill the form for his wife. If the reading section proves this, the answer is true. If the reading section disproves this, the answer is false. And if the reading neither proves nor disproves, the answer is not given. So as an example, if the reading contains, the form must be filled out in your own handwriting, then this disproves the statement and the correct answer is false, right? If can the husband fill out the form for his wife? No, because the form must be filled out by the person who is applying. Okay, so always, always, always try to find evidence that either proves or disproves the statement. That's your true, your false, and if you can't find anything, it's not given. Okay. Multiple choice questions are also very common, and there's lots of different types of multiple choice questions you can get. You always have to choose the correct answer from 3 or 4 different options, maybe more. And for example, you may be given a question like this: select the letter corresponding to the country which first invented the items below. So here we can see these are our 3 options: China, Japan, and the United States. And here's our questions. Question number 1, fireworks. Who invented them? Okay, and then we pick one of these letters as the correct answer. Number 2, okay, we have to choose one of these. So when you're doing multiple choice questions, some things that will help is try to cut down those answers which you know are not correct. So when you're doing multiple choice, if all you know is that one of these answers can't be correct, that's important too. You know, then I can cross out and say, okay, well, I know that's not in the United States. So now maybe maybe I might have to guess if I don't have the correct answer yet, but now I only have to choose between A and B. So that's useful too. And make sure to understand what the question is asking, because that's where most of the difficulty comes in with a multiple choice. Okay. Headings are another common question type. You have to choose a heading that most accurately summarizes the main point of a given paragraph or section in your reading. So there are often more answers than questions. You know, there might be only 5 heading questions, but you have 10 things to choose from. So you should be aware that you won't use every single heading. And sometimes there are 2 similar answers that may both seem correct. So in this case, try to find the answer which is most correct. Usually, if there is something that is written into your text and it matches very well with one of your heading choices, that's probably the correct answer. And also remember that each heading will only be used once, so you can narrow down the choice of correct answers as you go, right? By the time you start working on question 5, you've already crossed out 4 other choices. So now instead of choosing from 10 different answers, you only have to choose from 6 different answers. Okay, another common type of question is the fill in the blank. Now, when you're doing these, it's so important to read the instructions very carefully, because sometimes the answers are a maximum of 1 word, and sometimes it's a maximum of 2 words or 3 words. So whatever that maximum is, that will help you know how to put the correct answer. If it's a maximum of 1 word and you give a 2-word answer, well, then you've given the wrong answer. Okay, so sometimes this will be a noun and an adjective. You know, that might be the 2-word answer, but you need to choose just the noun if it's a 1-word answer. Also, often the correct answers for the fill in the blank are surrounded by synonyms. So the question may look like, books helped the blank to learn. And what you will see in your reading section is they use books to teach the children, right? So in this example, even though you might be looking for the word learn, you won't find that in there. It's teach. They've used a synonymous sentence for it. But the correct answer is in this. Books helped the who? The children. Books helped the children to learn. Okay? Now, regardless of question type, always read the instructions carefully. I cannot stress that enough. That's so important so that you don't make any silly mistakes. And of course, also read the questions carefully so that you're giving the precise answer that they are looking for. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please write them down to ask later. And we hope this has been helpful.